Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Rees and I'm here to bring a message to whomever this resonates with. Let's see what we're going at now. What we about to get into now. Let's pick up this money deck. Let's see how your finances looking. How your money's looking. Let's tap into that. What messages that you guys need to hear right now in regards to your finances? How can y'all progress? How can y'all grow? How can we reach ascension? What y'all got for me? Angelic help. Beautiful. Beautiful. Some of you guys have a lot of angelic help right now in regards to your finances. Happy full moon, by the way. Happy full pink moon. This is a timeless read. So you could apply this to your situation regardless, whenever. If you're listening to it a year from now, if the title resonates, then this is for you. But at the time that I am making this reading, it is the pink moon in Libra. So happy full moon, y'all. But all right, so a lot of you guys could have been manifesting. Do you know it takes a full moon cycle is not actually 2 weeks. I know there's a new moon and then in 2 weeks there's a full moon, but a moon's actual full cycle is a 6-month period. So with this full moon right now that we're in, it's a Libra full moon. That would mean whatever intentions and whatever work that you did for the Libra new moon, which was during Libra season in October, specifically October 2nd. So 6 months ago, October 2nd, peaked the Libra new moon. And whatever seeds you've sown then, good or bad, doesn't fucking matter. That's up to you. That's why we got free will. So keep your shit together. But whatever seeds that you've sown then will be what's blossoming right now, will be what's blooming right now. That's why you can't be out here bullshitting, okay? It really takes 6 months. Just 6 months. 6 months may seem like a long time when you first manifest, but after that 6 months pass, it's like, damn, that was actually kind of quick. I wish I would have. Yeah, it takes just 6 months for something to come to fruition for real. Inevitably. All right, so if you put enough intent, enough energy towards something that you were truly trying to bring forth, boom, expect it to be here soon, okay? So with this first card in regards to your finances, we're talking about angelic help. Some of you guys really were asking your team for some assistance and could have been asking specifically for 6 months. We are now in a full moon, and angelic help was the first card that led, and we're talking in regards to your finances, okay? Your team, your spirit team, your angels, your protectors, your guides, all of them got their hands in your wallet, okay? They all do. If you felt like you've been praying and you weren't heard, you were. Things were aligning in the background for you to do what you got to do right now. But with this angelic help, you're about to see. You're about to be like, damn, that was fast. Or damn, that was easy. Damn, that was smooth. Something about it is just going to be like, this was divine. The heavens. Only the heavens. This can only be the work of the heavens. So, angelic help. Growth. Yes, something definitely happened in this 6-month period. Something that you've laid, some foundation that some seed that you've sown, whatever it was, something that you've set in October, around October 2nd, for it to be blooming right now. Growth, with this growth card, you did put the energy towards whatever it was. It could have been visualization. It could have been meditation, whatever. It could have been magic, it could have been spell work, it could have been rituals, it could have been candle work. All of this, as long as you put energy towards something, because energy cannot be created nor destroyed, for as long as you put energy towards something, that is where it's gaining its power from. That's power. Power is energy, and energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transmuted. So when you're putting energy into this goes for everything. This goes for a candle. This goes for a spell jar. This goes for everything. For as long as you're putting energy into something, that is what's going to grow. So whatever seed that you planted around October 2nd, around the Libra new moon, You put more energy towards it. It could have been words of affirmation. It could have been visualization. It could have been scripting, prayers. Whatever it was, the energy went there. And your team is watching you with the Birdman hands like, hey, look at her. She going in. Yeah, she going in. Keep putting that energy towards it so we can make it happen for you, because it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. If you put all this energy into it, it will inevitably be powerful. That is where power comes from. So something happened in this 6-month period where you put a lot of energy towards something and it grew you, baby. It grew the shit out of you. I just saw the card luck. I didn't pull it, but I just saw it on the bottom of the deck. Y'all are lucky right now. And people may look at you and call you that, but nah. Because luck really ain't luck. If you tapped into spirituality like that, then you know what you're doing, baby. You bending shit. It's not luck. People will look at you and be like, damn, she's lucky. Damn, she's having it her way. Damn, she's getting whatever the hell she want. And am. Yeah, that's the work of the work, honey. That is the result of the work. And not only, my team is like that. All right, we grew together. We grew together in this period. Them kids is going ham. Right. Teacher, you had a lot to learn in a 6-month period. You could have stayed down for the come up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My bad. They were definitely loud. But it is 1:11 on the time right now. The time is currently 1:11 as I am freaking recording this. Yeah. This is definitely a new beginning. This is beautiful. So you have something beautiful, fresh coming in for your finances. In this 6-month period, there was a lot that you had to learn. A lot that you had to let go of. But more so, there's a lot that you had to learn. There's something about this. Maybe patience, because the overall energy is teachers. So yeah, I'm getting that y'all had to learn this, but teachers are also very patient. And who she's teaching is a very, very, very small young girl. And it's giving that you were a little guppy at this. You were that fresh. You were a little tadpole. That's just how much you had to acquire. It's not taking anything from you. Not saying you weren't wise, but wherever you were around October is nowhere near compared to where you currently are. And you can use this energy. Like, imagine whatever you ask for, imagine receiving it at that time without you even having the knowledge that you acquire now. Something probably would have went wrong. Something would have went left. You probably would have lost it as fast as you got it. Now, with all this learning that you've done, it's like you're ready. You was patient enough. You grew. You teamed up with your team, your ancestors and shit. Like, for things to manifest into the physical, for 3D, that's the very last space it hits. So you send things up to 5D. It sits there. Everybody's talking about it. We meditating on it. I can see it. It's beautiful. God's letting you know, like, hey, you have this thing that's beautifully fated for you in the future. It's yours. It's waiting. It's already there. But it takes time for it to actually manifest into the 3D, right? So it's like you understood that. You had to go through a crash course of that. There was something maybe that was a little impulsive around October 2nd. Something that was very impatient. You were quick to make something happen. Like, you was just like, you know what? I know. I'm going to turn to my magic. Why don't I just pop some magic? And you could have lit a candle real quick and thinking that it was going to manifest immediately. The next week, 7 days or something like that. Depending on what kind of spells you hit, depending on what kind of power you got, that does happen. But we're talking about the seeds that you've planted. You know, when you plant something, you don't harvest it, in 7 days. It ain't even got no roots yet. Let it get some, can we let it sprout a little first? Like, whatever it was, it needed a 6-month cycle, okay? It needed to go through the actual moon cycle, a full moon cycle, for it to actually manifest. So here we are. Again, happy full moon. Happy pink full moon. To coincide with this moon, if you want, you could get a white candle, a pink candle, and even a yellow candle would be fresh for this. But this is the moon. I'm not going to get too into it, but we all one and the same. We all do the same thing. We pretty much all talking about the same thing. So if we're talking about esoteric shit, this is what coincides with Easter. Yes, Easter is all about the new year and fresh beginnings and abundance and everything blooming again. But that really comes at the hands of the pink full moon. So, after the new moon of the beginning of the year, that's when everything is fresh and planted and all that shit and blah, blah, blah. But when the full moon arises, it's like official. It's like the official. It's when everything is solidified, set, and that's when you can see the rise of the abundance and all that stuff. So with this pink moon, that's what like coincides with Easter a little bit, with those fresh flowers and those bright pastel colors. It's good mood energy. It's good vibes energy. Light, airy, fresh vibes energy. That's what it's supposed to bring. I forgot exactly what flower is associated with the pink full moon too. But did you guys know that flowers hold one of the highest vibrational frequencies on this planet? So that's why they're like, oh yeah, like drink floral tea or eat flowers, ingest flowers, like take floral vitamins if you have, smoke flowers. Tap in with the flowers, y'all. Anywho, yeah, so something that you had to learn. But with this full moon being here now, it's like whatever this is, it's like you're ready for it. You had something to learn, but you learned it. Now you're ready. You got the help of your team, and they get ready to put on for you. Offering, child. They want to give you an offering. You might have an offering that might be coming to you soon. Hold on. Child, let me wrap this up because they. Anywho, you have an offering that's coming to you, and not only that, I see that you could have. One of the ways that you got your team's attention was by giving them a lot of offerings. So in the time of October 2nd up until now, you could have communed with your team a lot. And there are many ways you can do that. But a lot of you guys fed them. A lot of you guys dressed candles for them. A lot of you guys spoke to them. A lot of you guys gave them money, all kind of offerings, flowers, liquor, tobacco, books. A lot of you guys could have done a lot of things that opened up the channel between you and your spiritual team, and they're here for it. They're like, all right, well, you got our attention for real, because I see that you was pouring, okay? You were very, very generous, very generous. Offering is in line with growth. So it's like the more you gave to them, the more you grew. And that's not to say, oh, you got to buy your ancestors' protection. You have to buy your ancestors' assistance. No. It's just that's how intentional you were. That's how focused you were. That every time you came to them correct and with intent, so that, yeah, it strengthened y'all bond. It grew y'all a lot. You grew. All right? So, that was a win. That was smart. What we got here? Work smart. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Work smart. Yeah, y'all were working smarter. Albert Einstein all on this card and ish. Y'all were working smarter. That's in line with angelic help. Y'all was working smarter. Some of y'all was like, yo, I want this. Let me tap into my spirituality. Let me tap into what I know. And I could be talking to somebody who thought that they was going to light a candle and shit was going to manifest in a good 3 days, a good 7 days. You thought that 369 spell was going to hit immediately. You had to put in a little bit of work. And that's okay, because even though it did take some time, you had to practice patience. That was your lesson in this. You did still work smart. You did still go immediately, directly to the source. If you want a job, I'm not making fun of everybody on this round, but if you want a job, it's too damn easy to be like, damn, I want this job. Let me go to the boss. Bitch, if you don't ask for that job and go to your boss, screw who works at Merrill Lynch. Screw who works at Rock Nation. Who works for Tyler Perry? Who could I give my resume to so that they could slip this to Tyler Perry? Why don't you give that prayer to God and figure out, let God figure out the how, okay? If you on this side of spirituality, you should be thinking like this by now. If you're on this side of spirituality, you shouldn't be thinking the regular linear way no more. Because that's counterproductive to what you got going on. You're trying to practice your faith. your magic by immediately tapping in and knowing what to do in situations like this. But you're holding on to secular ideals and shit like that to be like, oh yeah, if I want something, all I got to do is do it the way everybody else does it. Do it the way they taught us. No, that's the long way. You're taking the long way. Of course they taught everybody that way. Of course. Duh. But you know better. If you want a job for real, ask God. Don't ask them. So you're working smarter. Whatever it was around October 2nd that you wanted, it could be anything. Whatever it was that you wanted, you could have did your work because you turned to your spirituality. You went immediately to your team. Angelic help, you went directly to your team. So somebody immediately tapped into magic. Regardless of what kind of magic you did, somebody immediately tapped into magic. But then again, you hit the magic and you were still thinking of logical results. Like, okay, so if I do this magic, then I should be good in 3 days, right? I'm going to put a time on it. I'm going to light this candle and then boom, 3 days it should happen for me. Okay, maybe it's a little delayed. I'm going to give it 7 days. Why is my magic not working? Because you had to learn patience in this. You had to learn patience. Still, things had to take time. It was in the 5D. It had to make its way to the 3D. It had to make its way to the physical. But you strengthening the energy that you put towards whatever it is that you sown, that is what grew it. That's what did it. All right. So you work smart by giving this to your team. It's not that you gave it to an actual boss on the job and you had to give yourself the actual, probation period that you give your, like there was no wait time. There was, but there was no physical one. God gave you a wait time in this lesson that you had to learn with the 6-month moon phase. That was your wait time. But versus you actually going to the boss and the boss giving you a time limit on it, like, oh yeah, I'll hit you back and blah, blah, blah. That's unpredictable. You can't determine what's going to happen from that. You don't know what's going to come from that. Versus, you planted a seed with God around October, damn well it's going to manifest. If you give the right energy towards it, you could give your resume to an employer and be overqualified. You could be the perfect person for the job. But that employer may give it to their nephew or someone who's kin. Or, things don't always happen to like that. That's why you give it to God and let God do it. If you want something, don't do it the linear way. Don't do it the logical way. Don't do it the secular way. I want this. Just still give your resume to the boss, because how else are you going to get the job, right? But I'm saying, don't put all them eggs in that basket. Put your faith in God. All right. Windfall, loss, setbacks, shift, damn. Windfall, loss, setback, shifts. All right, so, I read exactly what it said on this loss card. I was about to say something else. Nah, what it says on this loss card is a major phase in your life is ending. Embrace newness. And that's right next to windfall. Y'all, trust me. For this full moon, this wasn't even supposed to be a full moon reading. I was just trying to see what's up with y'all finances. But hell, I guess for this full moon, somebody is going to be coming up, okay? If recently things have been like a little softer for you, if your routine slowed down a little bit, if God was giving you heads up like, hey, you don't got to go so hard, you could chill, let's relax. If you've been a lot sleepy more, if things haven't been working out like they normally would, like meetings were being canceled, a lot of cancellations, a lot of delays, just giving your schedule that much freedom, that much openness, that is because you're making a lot of way for newness. God needs you to rest right now. And it's not a huge rest. I'm not telling you to procrastinate. I'm not telling you to be lazy. It's just if you see resistance, that is because God don't want you working too hard right now. You'll be going against the grain. You'll be pushing against the resistance. You have to relax, surrender, and allow this shit to come to you, okay? It's happening. The 6-month cycle is complete. Whatever you sown around October is blooming right now. Whatever it was that you asked for, you put a lot of energy into this. I'm seeing it is something that you were not playing about. You were very diligent. You were very obedient. You have windfall here. Angelic help, growth, work smart, windfall. It's like whatever this is, it's not going to slip through your fingers. Work smart. You've went through something. You've learned a lot. You've taken all that wisdom and you absolutely did work smart. They're patting you on the back and confirming that. They're like, yo, you did your thing with this. When you take all of that and receive what it is that you're about to receive, that means you're equipped with the wisdom to handle a big blessing like that. You weren't equipped with that wisdom before when you asked for it, which is why you had to go through that 6-month phase. But since you did it, it just takes 6 months, yo. It takes 6 months for a revamp, for a life revamp. And here it is, y'all. Y'all about to see something crazy. Y'all about to see something crazy. This was not even a full moon reading, but this has full moon written all over it. For this full moon, and it peaks today. I'm recording this on the Saturday, the day before, but I'm airing it on Sunday. What's this? What's this card right here? Yeah, yo, like it has everything to do with your insight. God wanted to show you what you were capable of and how it actually works, how your magic works, how communing with your team actually works, and the results that it can produce for you so that you can continue to do it, so that you can keep doing it. Something huge is about to come for you. You're about to receive a windfall of money or pay raise, some type of good news, an influx of abundance in some way, shape, or form. You're going to be super happy. You're going to know exactly where it came from. And hell, I'm saying you might even cry tears of joy. It's going to be that type harvest. It's going to be that type harvest. You're going to see what a full moon phase can do and what actually putting the great energy, the perfect energy, the right energy, with the great intent, the right energy, the great intent, the right intent, the perfect intent. Once you have that formula and put it together, you're going to see what it makes, what it creates. You're going to be so shocked, so surprised, so blown away, but you are definitely going to feel deserving. This is all something that you deserve. Because you can't take nothing, you can't take the work away from somebody who did the work. You can't take none of that away from you. You did it. So people may see you as lucky, but they better put some respect on your name because you did that. I love y'all. Bye.